Star Wars Episode 9 is set to begin filming in just under 2 weeks from today by director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, these past couple of weeks we've been learning a whole lot more about this movie when it comes to some of the casting decisions, some of the concept art descriptions, etc. Some of the filming locations, such as the Cardington Sheds, and how they have also been scouting over in Italy. One of the same exact locations over there being that of the one that they used for Naboo in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. However, one brand new location that they are eyeing in on for a potential spot for principal photography for Star Wars Episode 9 could very well lead us to believe that we are heading back to Endor. And this brings us to Del Norte County in California. This is in the United States, a very beautiful location. However, what's really interesting about this, the fact that they actually scouted this location for a potential spot for principal photography in Episode 9, is that this is the same exact location that they used for Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Now, what's really interesting about all of this is that they did in fact use Del Norte County, California for Endor in Return of the Jedi, and the fact that they actually scouted over here just recently for Episode 9, the final film of this trilogy, could we very well be heading back over to Endor. Now, this brings me back to about a week ago when we heard that they were scouting over in Italy, the same exact location, specifically for the spot that they used for Attack of the Clones, the lakeside where Anakin and Padme were. And this really, caused a big discussion. A lot of people were thinking that maybe this is the final resting place of General Leia. But when it comes to Del Norte County, California, if we are indeed heading over to Endor, which by the way, J.J. Abrams is using this movie as a utility to combine all the original trilogy movies and the prequel trilogy movies, and that goes for the sequels as well, into one big movie. Now, could this very well be a flashback scene showing us how Vader's helmet was discovered and how Kylo Ren got his hands on it? As you all know, Luke Skywalker left his own father's body on the planet of Endor, along with his helmet and suit. So, the biggest question of all is, could this very well be a very short glimpse on the planet of Endor of maybe even a group of people called the Acolytes of the Beyond, who actually got Darth Vader's helmet and sold it off down the road? In case you guys have no clue exactly who the Acolytes of the Beyond are, they consist of a group of non-Force sensitive individuals who actually call themselves Shadows, and they are actually people who worship, fallen Sith and stuff around those lines. So it is a very interesting piece as well. It's also heavily speculated that they are the ones responsible for selling off Darth Vader's lightsaber that they found on Endor after the Death Star 2 explosion. And maybe Kylo Ren even has that lightsaber stored in his chambers. Again, Kylo Ren's chambers consist of many different artifacts and things that actually belong to his personal life as well. So, if we are going back to Endor, and it really seems like they're trying to because they're looking at Del Norte County, California, same exact location that they used for Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Now, in Colin Trevorrow's script, you guys may recall the big story that Tatooine, Endor, and quite possibly even another original trilogy planet would be making its return in Episode 9 in some way, shape, or form. However, that was ultimately scrapped when J.J. Abrams took over, so maybe a little part of Colin's script actually transferred over into JJ's, and maybe that all has to do with Endor and how Kylo Ren found Darth Vader's helmet. And if you think about it this way, alright, if you're thinking about it this way, if you think about the Knights of Ren, what do we think of? If you guys are very aware of the Acolytes of the Beyond, I think personally that they are the group of people before the events of when they were actually even called or consisted of the Knights of Ren. I would like to believe that the Acolytes of the Beyond, they found the suit and the helmet that belonged to Darth Vader, and they sold it off to either somebody or maybe even Kylo Ren, and that was that, and maybe they even became the Knights of Ren. Really, who knows? But one thing I can say is that J.J. Abrams is really trying to make this movie special. It's going to be a very hard task for sure. It's a very important task. There's a lot of, talk out there that this movie is going to be DOA, Dead on Arrival, which isn't good, and it really does bring up the question, what happens if Episode 9 is DOA? And if it is DOA and Kathleen Kennedy is still president of Lucasfilm at that point in time, if she's still around, what happens to Kathleen Kennedy? I would like to hear your opinions on everything about this, including how they're looking at Del Norte County, California. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.